In Illinois, the mess continues to pile up. The state has nothing left to show for itself. People are leaving in search of more affordability and safety. We need to inspect exactly why this is happening to a place that so many people call home. Could it be corruption? Could it be coincidence? Or is this simply a foreshadowing of the problems which will arise in every state? Well, you came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today, we are going to talk about Illinois. This is something I cover quite often here on this channel. I will be covering it as time goes on. I'm showing you different cities, different states, different countries, and the mess that they're in. Let's begin by taking a look at this out of Forbes. 30,000 six-figure Illinois educators cost taxpayers $3.7 billion. Now this is extreme and I had to cover it here on this channel. We mapped the exclusive club of 30,000 Illinois educators with either salaries or pension payouts greater than $100,000. That cost taxpayers $3.7 billion annually. Illinois teachers are starting their 3-month summer break, but when it comes to teacher salaries, there's no break for taxpayers. Last week, the Illinois legislature passed a new mandate requiring a base pay of $40,000 for Illinois educators. All right. So we have a problem. Too much money is going out, not enough money coming in. And that represents a shortfall in no time at all. This state is truly hemorrhaging. It needs a little cash flow. Yet lawmakers refuse to cap the payouts for the most highly compensated public employees who burden the system with unsustainable salary and pension costs. The payouts are so large, by our calculation, the equivalent of $1 out of every $3 in individual income taxes paid out to retired teachers. That is truly something that needs to be addressed right now. Not 5 years, not 10 years, not after the next election, right now. Top 10 Illinois school districts paying six-figure educators. This is back in the fiscal year 2017. Now, you have to look at this for different townships and understand when there's this many people with six-figure pensions, it is significant. The total cost, it's unbelievable no matter where you're looking at this on this list. Moving on, top 10 Illinois educators' salaries. You'll see that hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? And then you look at the top 10 educator pensions. Let's focus on this for just a second here, looking at these individuals, their monthly payout, $27,000. On this list, everyone is making basically $300,000 or greater. That's a pension. Now, we have a handful of people on here, but the list is very, very large when you look at it for how many people are making over $100,000 in their retirement. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting that any people need to be, cut back on their pensions. That's what was promised to them. But I think this really shows us the failure of the pension promises. They've told everybody, look, you're going to get a really good salary when you retire. And so government just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think they need to start to tell people you're not going to get a pension. You're not going to get some sort of 401k or super or RRSP program. You are going to get what you put in on your own. The government, the companies, they need to stop with this. It's not a good thing, okay? Basically what they're doing is they're taking your money now, they're trying to invest it, make money off of your money, and then hopefully be able to pay you something at a later date. But what I've seen is that they squander the money. They squander it and there's nothing left. And they can't pay out and they have to get a bailout from taxpayers. So that just basically puts it back onto everybody's shoulders. That's not a good idea. That's never going to be a solution to a problem. This is amazing. OpenTheBooks.com has this incredible chart here. And you can actually zoom in all the way into the area you want to see, and you will be able to pinpoint the individual and how much they make. So if you're in Illinois, if you're just curious, you can check out openthebooks.com. I will have a link in the description under sources. So it has a little drop down menu right in here. you could see the different sections that they have. But I'm clicking on the 2017 Illinois Educator Salaries and Pensions 100K plus. So I could put my mouse over the different ones. If I were to zoom in and just click on any of them, and I happen to see this here, you could see that the particular individual's name is listed here, their salary or their pension, and how much it is. So this openthebooks.com, definitely want to give them credit for making something so amazing. This is a fantastic website for this particular purpose. Now, last but not least, we have people that are going into retirement. They can't afford their lifestyle. So you have some people making $100,000 plus, and you have other people who simply can't make ends meet. And this chart here, I'm just showing you robot companions in retirement. 20% of Chinese workers surveyed envisioned a robot keeping them company in retirement. 32% expect a robot to help with the chores. That would be wonderful, but what I wanted to really address was the fact that people can't afford to live properly during their retirement with the same sort of lifestyle. So they have to cut back on all of these things. But let's say they cut back as much as they can. Well, that becomes a problem because they're basically cutting back all the way. Sure, they're making ends meet, but what if times get tough? What if there's a recession? What if, health problems arise? What if, it could be a whole number of issues that could occur. They're not ready for it. I guarantee you that. They've been cutting back, they're barely making ends meet, and then something comes up, something pops up. It always happens throughout life, and I just wish that more people would be prepared, and that means buying into real assets just a little bit. If every week, instead of putting something into a 401k, you would put money into something real that will appreciate as time goes on. It's just the way it is. Don't let anybody else take control of your money. Whatever it is that you invest in, take control. Understand, if you're going to go to a financial planner, you better know exactly. Just say, oh, we're putting you in this fund or that fund. I need to know exactly what that fund is made up out of, how often does it change, who's the guy managing it, if that individual is, let's say has a good track record and so on. I want to know all the details because it's important. Very important. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. When you give me a thumbs up, it helps to support this channel. So I do appreciate that very much. And if you want the financial education that you were never taught in high school, in elementary school, in college, and university, you want to be able to find out that for yourself. These books will do that for you. You read these 2 books, you'll know more than everybody that has gone through school. This information that's contained within these 2 books will make you more efficient and more knowledgeable than the person who's managing your money. That's what this system has designed people to do, to just simply take orders and follow other people. And that's not a good thing. You need to be able to think for yourself. You need to understand the foundation and the financial education that simply will never be taught to people. So you can check that out. Links are in the description below. Take care. Are you still here? Well, I'm going to give you the bonus GPS. 2 really quick things I wanted to mention. Russian holdings of U.S. treasuries have been declining here. This is very important to see what Russia has been doing. Now, what have they been buying? Well, it's pretty clear. Russia has been increasing their gold purchases like no other. They've been surpassing, according to the official estimates that we've seen, Russia has actually surpassed countries like China, although we've heard otherwise. But anyway, officially, that's what's happening. They're selling off U.S. debt. They're buying up their gold. They've been mining more gold as well. So we can tell where they're going. That's for sure. I wanted to bring this at the very end of the video. It didn't really fit into the rest of it. And a lot of people get upset for some reason if I start to cover something else. I think it's weird. But anyway, that's what I'm just showing you here. I think it's important to understand what countries are buying. Okay, not just individuals, not just the hedge funds, but I want to know what the central banks and what the countries are buying, what they're selling. Let's keep an eye on that. That's all. Take care.